Hello, everybody. I just another day of work, another day of being an essential employee. The COVID cases have risen in our state, and the cases have been rising everywhere, it appears. And, I've been somebody who's been keeping up with the news regarding the C virus and the Unemployment Cares Act and the hazard pay and whatnot. And, you know, being someone who invested during this time of the stock market crash and being very observant with all the news going on around us, I've been pretty upset through all aspects with how things have been treated during this whole pandemic. I mean, let me just start with saying that loads of people are on unemployment. Yes, one third of them, if not more, are making more than ever than they would have working a job. And it's arguable that, those people in the two thirds who are collecting a now unemployment passive income, it sucks for them. They're getting a pay cut, but at the same time, they're pretty much on a paid vacation. There are a lot of jobs to return back to, but, these are jobs nobody wants. Also, who wants to work when there's a pandemic going on right now and a virus? And it'd be financially irresponsible to work because you'd still make more on unemployment. And as I've predicted, you know, they're going to extend the unemployment because if they don't, millions will starve or be forced to go back to work. I don't know, but as I stated, it's going to be extended, and as I've said in my beginning videos, we have to speak up for hazard pay or nothing's going to happen, and as we know, Congress and the Senate or whatever, whoever's in charge of drafting the bills, have not proposed hazard pay recently, and it's a damn shame because it feels like a lot of essential employees have been shafted. A lot of the essential employees that I know, they don't work jobs that are very career oriented. These are mostly jobs that are easily replaceable, but nobody wants to work. Or they're jobs that take low skill and don't really develop skills at all and develop no real intrinsic value, as they'd say. Personally for me, um, as an essential employee, while I blame the government entirely on how they handle it, like they should be extending the unemployment, but they should also be issuing hazard pay, and the hazard pay should be justifiably more than those receiving unemployment benefits. It should be significantly more so essential employees feel honored to be working at a time of a crisis. It should be more than those collecting unemployment on average because what's going to incentivize people to go back to work? What's going to incentivize people to keep working? But as an essential employee, I talked to a lot of the essential employees from different departments, different fields, and a lot of them come to the same consensus. Just we feel really underappreciated, we feel forgotten. We a lot of us on average, we know people personally in our own sphere who are either exploiting the unemployment or they're taking advantage of it, or they're just having the time of their life making more money. And it really puts us essential employees in a place where we've never felt so disrespected in our lives. It's just, we provide goods and services during a time of uncertainty, of a time where, the whole C virus was such a big issue. Like we would see these videos from China where people were being dragged out of their houses and being sent to these hospitals, and all these people dying around the world in the thousands. And essential employees by forced were forced to work. and we're not really being compensated. And those who are being compensated these such meager wages. It's like an additional $1 or $2, but what is $1 or $2 versus being on unemployment benefits? What is $1 or $2 when you look at your kids or your family in the eyes, and every day you have the possibility of contracting the COVID and bringing it home to them? It really feels like there's a big group of people in America who've been taken advantage of once again, but this time you can physically see it. As an essential employee, from my own personal experiences, I know a large amount of people who are exploiting the unemployment. And then there are a few who actually do need the unemployment. But, regardless, the exploitation of government programs have existed probably since the beginning. The thing is that we aren't compensating those who are working. We're not rewarding those who are helping the economy move. We aren't compensating those who actually put in the work. So what's going to stop people from, exploiting this system? I don't know. Nobody wants to step up and do the right thing. I hear talks of hazard pay, right? $5,000 and a retroactive pay since January. It's not enough. A $13 additional bonus, arguably still not enough, especially if you're going to cap it at $10,000. So, as time goes by, we're probably going to see the hazard pay just not even happen. It's probably not at this point. And it sucks because while those around me, my coworkers, my friends, my acquaintances have all filed for unemployment, have all found reasons to either be fired for lenient reasons or quit and then still file for unemployment, or friends who haven't worked in over a year are filing for unemployment. Let me tell you, I have an acquaintance who hasn't worked in over 10 years filed for unemployment. And she received retroactive pay since the beginning of the CARES Act in a lump sum of over 10, 15,000 grand or something. I think it was over 10 grand. And she's still collecting unemployment with the CARES Act, and she bought herself a nice RV. A nice, beautiful RV, and she's going to go around camping while collecting unemployment. And it's good because, the government can just send her money on to her bank account. And I think Americans are oblivious because, back in the old days we had food lines, but we no longer have food lines. We just have distribution of wealth, right? So instead of having food lines, we have money sent to our cards and our bank accounts. So anyway, it really sucks to be an essential employee, Those on unemployment, they should be advocating for hazard pay because they have the time to do it. A lot of you on unemployment have more time than ever, right? So why not advocate for hazard pay if you're so grateful for these essential employees putting their life on the line? Why don't you advocate for hazard pay? Why don't you talk about it? Seems like you're too busy having a good time, doing whatever you want to do with your free time on your vacation, but you don't want to advocate for hazard pay. But you will gladly advocate for an extension of unemployment. And you'll gladly thank people with the fake smile and a fake gesture of appreciation to those people who are providing goods and services at the store for you. But you're not doing what really counts. Actions speak louder than words, and you're not doing what really matters. I'm sure those who are on unemployment, if they were to advocate for hazard pay, the essential employees would advocate for unemployment extension. But majority of essential employees are working harder than ever and don't have the time to advocate for hazard pay and essential unemployment extension. So I think it's up to those on unemployment to step it up and advocate for hazard pay. But you're not doing that because you're selfish. So how thankful are you? I really have to wonder. From what I've seen, essential employees have never really been thanked in the first place. They are so underappreciated that the media had to remind people to be thankful towards them. And when it really counts, no monetary compensation, and money is money, but what you can do with the money is a different thing. So I know a lot of people around me who are on unemployment, legitimately or for exploitative reasons, are using this time however they please. And while some of them are partying at the beach and some of them are barbecuing, some of them are investing in stocks for the first time ever. Some of them are traveling. Some of them are on vacation. Some of them are actually using their time wisely, like creating businesses, furthering their education, working on skills. And these are great things to be done. Everyone deserves these opportunities. But what about the essential employees? The essential employees on average are making less than those on unemployment while working harder than ever under these hazardous conditions. But what, you could argue that they should get a better job, but you need them to work here and they can't leave. And if they want to go back to school, well, how are they going to do that if they're too busy working all the time, providing goods and services for the economy and for you? Essential employees don't love being a grocery store clerk, don't love being an Uber driver. Yes, there are some careers in these fields, like who are currently essential employees, like the medical field, the other industries, like law enforcement and all these other industries that are career oriented. But a lot of these essential employees would love the opportunity to be on a 4, 5, 6 months plus vacation on unemployment, making more money than ever, and utilizing that time to better their skills and education to make more money later down the line, finding a career, have time to relax, focus on themselves, but they're not given that opportunity. So you need to consider that. Those of you who are on unemployment are very fortunate, especially if you're those who are making more than ever now. Because if you look, there are jobs to be found. They're probably just jobs you don't want to do. So be grateful to those essential employees and advocate for hazard pay, because, I know this world's very selfish, but if you advocate for hazard pay, maybe those people working harder than ever, providing groceries for you, might end up advocating for unemployment benefits to be extended. You would have to admit, beyond your own ego, that there's something wrong when you're making more to be on a vacation than to be working, right? Anyways, I hope all you essential employees out there stay safe. I know a lot of you are working very, very hard, and I know a lot of you are clocking in 8, 12, 15 hours a day, and you're working harder than ever because your employers can't find people to replace them because nobody wants to go back to work. And I know that a lot of you guys are working harder than ever, so please stay safe, focus on your mental health. Don't turn to substances just to cope with the harsh reality of things, because while I did for a week, I had to hop off immediately because that's not what breeds strong people. Try meditating, try focusing on yourself. And even though the world's unfair and you've been treated very unfair and very poorly, might I add, don't let this bring you down. Things might actually get worse. But eventually they'll get better. And it's really up to you in the end. So I've decided personally for myself, during this time of being exploited, I've decided that for me personally, I would, while I am working 12-hour shifts and I am finally starting to get some days off back, I've decided to work on my skills again. These things are skills that transition into the future. While I do enjoy helping people as an Eagle Scout, I find that the world is very unappreciative personally, so I will be transitioning to a more lucrative path. So when another pandemic like this occurs, uh, maybe I'll be in a better position to help those who are essential employees, those who do deserve it. Anyways, I hope y'all have a good day. Please be safe.